ओके स्टूडेंट्स, गुड मॉर्निंग। तो लास्ट दो वीडियोस में हमने डिस्कस किया था डिस्टेंस फार्मूला के बारे में और हाउ टू यूज डिस्टेंस फार्मूला टू फाइंड आउट द टाइप ऑफ ट्रायंगल्स एंड टाइप ऑफ क्वाड्रिलेटरल। ओके, हाउ टू यूज डिस्टेंस फार्मूला। तो आज की वीडियो में हम डिस्कस करेंगे अबाउट सेक्शन फार्मूला। ओके, so what is section formula and how to use section formula? Section formula. Okay, if I discuss about the section formula, suppose you have a line. Suppose this is your line AB. Okay, if we have a point on this line, हमारे पास लाइन पर एक पॉइंट है और ये पॉइंट P is dividing this line into two sections M1 and M2, and the ratio of the part AP and PB is M1 ratio M2. Okay, so what is the coordinate? Suppose the coordinate of point A is x1, y1 and coordinate of B x2, y2. So what are the coordinates of this point? If you know the ratio m1 and m2. So how to find the point of P? So there is section formula. So x will be m1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2, and y equal to m1 y2 plus m2 y1 divided by m1 plus m2. So using these section formula, we can easily find out the coordinate of P. Or this point can be internal or external. This point can be outside of the line, but we will discuss in 10th class only the internal point P. Okay. So which type of questions are coming in this uh, 10th class? Okay, so how to solve the questions using section formula? So I tell you we will take one example. Okay, so example is find the coordinate of point which divide the line segment joining the points joining the points 4, -3 and 8, 5 in the ratio 3:1 internally. Okay, so this type of question will come in this exercise or section formula. तो क्या करेंगे हम इसमें? हमें उस पॉइंट के कोऑर्डिनेट फाइंड आउट करने हैं जो इन दोनों पॉइंट्स से मिली लाइन को 3:1 में डिवाइड करता है. ओके, so we will draw a line. So this is your P point, this is your Q point. So P will be your 4 minus 3 and Q will be your 8, 5, and there is a point O, suppose XY, and dividing in the ratio of 3:1. Okay, so we know that P, suppose x1 y1 equal to 4 minus 3, and Q x2 y2 equal to 8 5, and O xy you have to find out, and M1 ratio M2 you have 3 ratio 1. Okay. So using section formula, what is the section formula? X equal to M1 x2 plus M2 x1 divided by M1 plus M2, and y equal to M1 y2 plus M2 y1 divided by M1 plus M2. Now you have everything. So x will be M1 3, this one, and x2 8 plus M2 1 multiply x1 4 divided by 3 plus 1. So x will be 3 8 is 24 plus 4 divided by 4. That will be x equal to 28 divided by 4. X equal to 7. That is your first point. Now you have to find out y. So if I talk about y, so y equal to 3 into y2 is your 5 plus y1 is your minus 3. 1 into minus 3 divided by 3 plus 1. So y equal to 15 minus 3 divided by 4. So y equal to 12 divided by 4, and y equal to 3. Hence, the point of P will be 7 and 3. Okay. So the point of O will be 7 and 3. Okay. These points divides this line into 3 ratio 1. So this is the use of section formula. So if we talk about how it comes, this section formula, so we can drive it also, but we will not go to drive this formula because this is complex and you will confuse. Okay, as a 10th student, or we can go for another example. For example number 7 in your NCERT book, you can refer it. In what ratio? In what ratio does the point minus 4 6 divide the segment joining the points A minus 6 10 and B 3 minus 8. Okay, so you have to find out the ratio of the ratio, the point which divides the line. Okay, suppose this is your line AB. A is minus 6 10 and B is 3 minus 8, and this is your point O, that is minus 4 and 6. Okay, so suppose the ratio will be your M1 ratio M2. You have to find out these ratios. So we can use the formula, section formula. Section formula, this x comma y will be equal to m1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2 and m1 y2 plus m2 y1 divided by m1 plus m2. So we can take any one formula. We can do using x and we can do using y. So we are taking x. So x equal to m1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2. So what is the value of x? That will be your minus 4. That is your minus 4. And m1 you don't know. And x2 will be your 3. And suppose this is your x1 y1 and this is your x2 y2. And x1 is your minus 6 divided by m1 plus m2. Now cross multiply. So minus 4 m1 minus 4 m2 will be equal to 3 m1 minus 6 m2. Okay, understood? Now you have to just transfer m1 to the left side, m2 to the right side. So minus 4 m1 minus 3 m1 equal to minus 6 m2 plus 4 m2. So minus 4 m1 and minus 3 m1, that will be minus 7 m1 equal to minus 2 m2. So m1 divided by m2 will be minus 2 divided by minus 7. Just transfer. We are doing transfer from left to right and right to left. So m1 ratio m2 will be 2 ratio 7. Okay, we can do this type of questions. Okay, these are ratios. Okay, we can do using any one formula, x for x or y. Okay, we can do this type of questions another way. Take if I take the ratio k ratio 1, k ratio 1, and k will be your m1 divided by m2 ratio 1. So we can take this ratio and we can solve the question. Okay. Now, another type of question is here. Suppose we are dividing a line in three parts. Suppose you have a line AB, A point is 2 minus 2, and B minus 7, 4. Okay, so you have a line AB and you are dividing or you are in three equal parts. It means three trisections. Trisection means three equal parts. Suppose you have 2 points here. Okay, so this is your P, this is your Q. Okay, you are dividing AB into three equal parts. So what is the ratio of M1? Suppose M we are talking about AQ or AB and PQ. Suppose we are finding the value, finding the coordinate of P, then what is the ratio? M1 ratio M2. So suppose if I am taking, if I talk about P point, and you have to find out the coordinate of P. So you know that A x1 y1 equal to 2 minus 2 and B x2 y2 is your minus 7 4. And if I talk about P point, then you can see the ratio will be. So one part is here and two part is here. So the ratio M1 ratio M2 will be 1 ratio 2. Okay. then you can find out the point P xy using section formula. Okay, so there is no big deal. Okay, so just like before that. And if I talk about Q point, then AQ will be two part and QB will be one part. So same thing will be there. A x1 y1 will be same 2 minus 2, and B will be same x2 y2 minus 7 4, and the ratio will be different. Ratio will be m1 ratio m2, the 2 ratio 1 now. Okay, then according to this ratio you can find out Q point. Okay, so these type of questions will be in the exercise. Okay, there is one example also. You have to practice yourself. Okay, I am just giving some ideas how to solve the question. Example: find the ratio in which the y-axis. Find the ratio. Find the ratio in which the y-axis. Now यहाँ पर समझने वाली बात है कि अगर मैं y-axis की बात कर रहा हूँ तो divides the line segment. The line segment joining the points 5 minus 6 and minus 1 minus 4, and also find the point of intersection. Also find the point of intersection. Okay, so now यहाँ पर समझो कि अगर मैंने y एक्सिस की बात की है, अगर मैंने y एक्सिस की बात की है, it means on the y axis what are the coordinates? On the y axis x will be 0. So suppose this is your line AB and y axis is this one. So there is x equal to 0 and y maybe something. Okay, and that is your 5 minus 6, that will be your minus 1 minus 4. Okay, so this is your x1 y1 and this is your x2 y2. So first of all you have to find the ratio. So how to find the ratio? Because y is unknown but x is known. X is known means x is 0. So you can take the section formula. X y will be equal to m1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2 and m1 y2 plus m2 y1 divided by m1 plus m2. ओके, तो सबसे पहले हमें रेशियो फाइंड आउट करना है. रेशियो किससे फाइंड आउट करेंगे? बिकॉज रेशियो फाइंड आउट करने के लिए आपको वो इंटरसेक्शन पॉइंट पता होना चाहिए, कि कोई भी एक पॉइंट पता होना चाहिए. तो हमें पता है कि 0y में हमें x पता है. ओके, so we can solve this. So using this x coordinate, because x we know, so we can find ratio. Okay, you have to do yourself according to a previous example. So when you got m1 ratio m2 and you know x1 y1 and x2 y2, then after that, it means after getting this one, you can easily use this formula to find out the value, yeah, the coordinate, yeah, value of y. Okay, and after the getting value of y, then the coordinate will be 0 we know and y. Okay, that is your intersection point. That will be your ratio. So you can practice out yourself. Okay, I am just giving you hint how to solve the problem. There is one another type of problem. Question number 10. Example number 10, we can say if the points A, B, C are the vertex of a parallelogram taken in order, find the value of P. So you know that A, B, C, D points, and A point 6, 1, and B is your 8, 2, and C is your 9, 4, and D is your P3. And these are the points of a parallelogram, right? Parallelogram means opposite sides should be equal. This is your parallelogram A, B, C, and D. And we know 6, 1, 8, 2, and C, 9, 4, and D, P3. Okay. And we know that the diagonals, the diagonals intersect, bisect each other. Bisect each other means the ratio of M1 ratio M2 will be 1:1, or we can say M1 equal to M2. Okay. If M1 equal to M2, then the intersection point will be midpoint. Will be midpoint. A midpoint means x comma y will be x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and y1 plus y2 divided by 2. And you can see after putting the value of m1, m2, 1, 1, 1, so 1 into x1 plus 1 into x2 divided by 1 plus 1, that will be the midpoint. Okay, so you can easily find. So first of all, we know the point of A and C, then you can find this point. Suppose this is O, using A and C. So using A 6, 1 and C 9, 4, you can find out the coordinate of O, x, y, because O is the midpoint of AC. O is the midpoint of AC. When O is the midpoint of AC, then OXY will be equal to 6 plus 9, 6 plus 9 divided by 2, and 1 plus 4 divided by 2. 1 plus 4 divided by 2. So that will be your 15 divided by 2 and 5 divided by 2. So these are the points of O, X, Y. Now, O is the midpoint, also the midpoint of the BD also, since O is the midpoint of BD also. So B is your 8, 2, and D is your P3, and you have to find out the value of P. So B is your 8, 2, and P is your, sorry, D is your P3, and O is the midpoint of this one, XY. So we have to find out the x2 basically. So you can use the formula of x. X will be your x1 plus x2 divided by 2, because x is the mid, O is the midpoint. So x, you know, 15 divided by 2 equal to 8 plus p divided by 2. So 2 से 2 cancel, that will be 15 equal to 8 plus p, then p equal to 15 minus 8 equal to 7. अभी तुम्हारे दिमाग में होगा ये x1 plus x2 डिवाइड बाई 2 क्यों ले रहे हैं? चलिए हम इसको बता देते हैं। अभी आपके पास सेक्शन फॉर्मूला क्या था, यहाँ ऊपर देखिए, दिस वन m1 x2 plus m2 x1 डिवाइड बाई m1 plus m2। तो अगर m1 और m2 दोनों इक्वल हो जाते हैं तो x इक्वल टू m1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2, if m1 equal to m2, it means मिड पॉइंट की हम बात कर रहे हैं, तो जरा इक्वल टू m कर ले इसको, तो जरा देखिए एम एक्स टू प्लस एम एक्स वन डिवाइड बाय एम प्लस एन, तो ऊपर m कॉमन, एक्स टू प्लस एम, नीचे 2m, m से m कैंसिल, now you will get x equal to x2 plus x1 divided by 2. So this is the midpoint. ऐसे ही y के लिए हम करेंगे तो y will be y1 plus y2 divided by 2. These are the mid for the midpoint. Okay, so this is all about your section formula. Now I will tell you which exercise question is mapped with this example. Okay, so if I talk about the exercise 7.2, in exercise 7.2, you can see question number 1. Question number 1 will be mapped to example number 1, which is done in the starting, and question number 2 is same as we have discussed trisection question. Okay, this example I am taking numbering, I will give, just see, this is your example number 1 here, and this is your example number 2, this is your example number 3, example number 4, and example number 5. Okay, so question number 2 will be example number 3, and question number 3 you can do, this is very easy question, and question number 4, question number 4 is, you know, when the ratio, so this will be your question example number 2, and question number 5, you can see we have talked about y-axis, but in the question x-axis. So question number 5 is mapped with example number 4. Example number 4, and question number 6. Question number 6 also we can do last example parallelogram. Okay, so example number 5 we have done parallelogram question. Okay, and question number 7, question number 8, and question number 8 to joining the, okay, question number 9 we can do using midpoint formula we have discussed, because equal parts, so you can do. And question number 10, find the area of the rhombus. So question number 10. So in the next video, we will discuss about question number 7, question number 8, and question number 10. Okay. So this is all about your section formula and the exercise 7.2. You can practice. If you are not able to solve any question, then you can